The Spartans' game plan coming into the contest was to shut down quarterback Ryan Crane and Del Barton's potent passing attack. And 5 minutes into the first quarter, Spartan linebacker Brian Lindemuth intercepts Ryan Crane and takes it down to the Del Barton 20-yard line. On the next play, quarterback Matt Niebuhr drops back to pass. Can't find an open receiver, so he tucks it up. Up the left sideline he goes, into the end zone for the touchdown. 7-0 Immaculata. The game was tied 7 at the half. Coach Pierce Frohnheim cheering on his troops. In the third quarter, Mike Bates on a halfback option pass to Danny Palco for 37 yards, down to the Del Barton 14-yard line. 3 plays later, it would be Tony Gazelle bashing over from the 3-yard line, 14-7 Spartans. Following a short Del Barton punt, Immaculata had the ball on the Del Barton 19-yard line. Oscar Bathan over the left side for 10 yards. And Mike Bates caps off the short drive with an 8-yard touchdown through a huge hole over the left side. 21-7 Immaculata with 4:24 left in the third quarter. We move to late in the third quarter with Del Barton fighting to get back in it. Ryan Crane looking for his star receiver, Charlie Minervino. But it's intercepted by Tony Gazelle. Minervino was held to just 3 receptions on the day. This would lead to the decisive score. Oscar Bathan up the middle for 10 yards. Bathan would rush for 72 yards on the day. Then Matt Niebuhr caps the drive with a 1-yard touchdown plunge. With 10:48 left in the fourth quarter, Immaculata is on top 27-7, and they could smell their first state championship since 1985. In the fourth quarter, the Immaculata defense puts an exclamation point on this dominating performance. Brian Hayden flattens Ryan Crane. Crane would struggle, 12 of 44 on the afternoon. And the Spartans would go on to the 27-7 win. It was sweet redemption for Immaculata, which lost to Del Barton 15-12 in the first round of last year's playoff.
How about at halftime? You guys were 7-7. It was a tight ball game. And what did Coach Frohnheim say? Did you guys make any changes to come out in the second half and do what you did?
Well, we knew it was our last half of our life in high school. We wanted this more than anyone. We wanted this so bad, and we got it.
Just give me your feelings overall after this hard season. Everybody said, "Oh, you guys didn't play anybody. You don't have the schedule." Del Barton came in; they had a tougher schedule. They said, they're higher rated than you guys. Was that just driving force for you guys?
We need respect. We got it. If we didn't get it today, I don't know how we're gonna get it.
It feels great, I tell you, because we were looking forward to this since freshman year, and it's so sweet. 4 years later, just feeling. It's great.
10 years ago, your brother won a state championship. Now 10 years later, you won one. How does it feel?
Feels great. I never knew how this feeling would be.
When Mr. Frohnheim would talk about teams in the past and what it took to win a state championship, did you guys realize how much hard work it would take?
Oh yes, we did. Because I remember being on the sidelines and going and watching these practices and stuff, seeing them bust their butts and just going out there and sweating. So we knew we had to work hard, but we knew we can get this far.
I think they were a super group. I think that one thing, they were so skillful that one of my biggest jobs was to keep everyone happy. When you have Oscar Bathan and Mike Bates and Tony Gazelle and Brian Hayden, they all have to get their shot, they all have to get their carries, and they just stuck together as a family, so tight. No jealousies, no selfishness. They were really a great, great team.
And defeated North Plainfield 53-7. The Hillside 7-6 was a tight game, not really a game, very close to losing. I think Carl Mount came through and stopped Hillside on a 2-point conversion play late in the game.
That was both Carl and Brian.
Okay.
So they put a lot of pressure on the quarterback and forced him to throw the ball out of the end zone. Hillside had a 98-yard drive. I couldn't believe it in high school football, without a penalty, without a turnover rate. And it really came at us to their credit and scored with about a minute left to go in the game. Went for the 2-point conversion, and fortunately Brian and Carl did a great job against the quarterback, and he
and threw it out the end zone. Why don't you talk about the line? A 3-year starter for you. Immaculata's been known to produce some pretty good linebackers, and Brian's definitely one of the best ever play there. Talk about how he improved through his 3 seasons, and then how he really performed as a senior. As a sophomore, it's very unusual for a sophomore to start at linebacker, and Brian did it in his sophomore year. And I remember one of the greatest plays I think he made as a sophomore was when they threw St. Joe's a Montreal line and tackled their backfield, yards deep in the backfield on a 2-point conversion play. We won that game 30-29. They scored in the last minute, 14 seconds left to go in the game, and they went for 2. And Brian broke through and tackled him in the backfield to reserve the victory. And that was his flight. Junior year was outstanding. Of course, his senior year, he was probably the most dominant defensive player around. He's just outstanding. And not only against the rush, but against the pass, his mobility, he makes tackles from sideline to sideline. The pressure he puts on the quarterback on the blitz, he's tough to handle. I'm glad I'm not playing against him. We're going to have his services next year. But Ryan, talk about, if you could talk about yourself, about how you progressed through and learned how to win or how to play defense as you progressed through your 3 years as a starter. Well, coming in as a sophomore, I think the older guys on the team really helped me out a lot because I really was didn't really know what I was doing too much. I just went out there and played with whatever I could. But then the Lord took me under pretty good and showed me what to do. And he basically taught me how to play and gave me that desire and showed me that the goals to strive for. And he helped me out a lot, man. Tony, talk about the defensive backfield as well. You had the talent in the backfield, obviously, you and Mike Hicks in the defensive secondary. It really came through in the state championship game against Delbarton. You shut down one of the better receivers in the state in Charlie Minervino. Talk about the cohesiveness in the secondary and how that was effective throughout the season and in the championship game. Yeah, our secondary was really outstanding this year. All the interceptions we had, we just stuck together, and Mike and Danny and Lloyd back at safety, and Oscar at the corners. And I don't know, the last game we the Delbarton game, we just told each other before the game, we can't let them beat us, or we gotta shut this guy down. And we just went out and did it. I mean, the whole season we just stuck together. We pretty much just shut everyone down. We did. So it's great, yeah. All right, guys, since you're both in Belgrade, obviously listening some activity out in the old bell, and we're going to go to Dan in Belgrade. How you doing, Dan? Dan? You hung up? All right. Mike from Branchburg. Hi, Mike. Hi. How are you?
I have a question for Mr. Portland.
Sure.
I saw the Star Ledger that one of his tackles had an injured knee. I just wondered what his thought there was, and if it's true or not.
I'm sure you hear this guy. I think I did one of our tackles. Mike Tyler's. Oh, sure. Mike played all season with a torn ligament in his knee. Had surgery 2 days ago. Just came out from the hospital today. And I think it's miraculous the way he played. I think he came out of maybe 1 or 2 ball games with a little twinge in his knee. But the ligament was totally shredded. And his dedication, his persistence, his perseverance are certainly commendable. He was he played outstanding offense. He could be a good college prospect. I know he's going to rehab off me. He's going to come back a lot stronger, and he's a very good student. I think he's going to be a good Division I AA or Division II ball player. Talk about the offensive line. Obviously, the key to your offense, the way you guys run ball, off tackle, things of that nature. But a couple of starters, seniors on this team that started last year, and obviously that paid off as the numbers you guys put up. And then in the second half, I think against Delbarton was definitely the difference, pushing them off the ball and controlling the game. Yeah, Randy, you may remember a couple of those guys that were buddies of yours back in the 1984 championship team where you all went 11-0. And that, of course, is John Alucci, whose brother was on this team, and James Collins, whose brother, Patrick Collins, was the center on that team. And that certainly was a great year. And offensively, this offensive line from tight end to tackle
not only running the ball, but blocking. He did really lay it on some guys. And on kick-out blocking, and he was a very good cog in our blocking scheme.
So like Ryan, do it better knocking a linebacker on his butt when they're blocking, or knocking a quarterback or a running back on his butt when they're playing linebacker? But you know, really the key in the power line and a lot of those schemes, and you know, the way that those guys open up the outside for you opens up those holes for you on the inside. What kind of you got some enjoyment in playing fullback?
Oh, well, it was great. Thanks to Tony and Oscar and Mike, teams came on him, but they opened the middle up pretty much for him. So with following Generation, it's nice.
So Steven was on the first team all Ctec offensive line over there. Oh, that's great. Because not only from his talent, but because if they put him on, his brother would kill me. You know, in South Carolina, he'd find a way to come back and get me. All right, guys, so
Sure. Another consistent ball player that was really a leader this year. Day in and day out, he was there. He was quiet, but he constantly got the job done. And in the double end, he was a big force. Next Matt Niebuhr, our quarterback, did an outstanding job. We don't throw the ball right. That might be your ball, but he completed 52% of his passes and threw for 9 touchdowns. So he was a part of his right team.
Yeah, I thought he played well in the championship game. Obviously, the touchdown run, put you guys on the board first. And then defensively, you know, when you guys are trying to shut down their passing attack, I thought he did a fine job at linebacker as well.
2 sacks, I think.
Okay, so you guys move on and you qualify for the playoffs and go down to Pennsauken because you guys didn't qualify. So you get a home game, you go down to Bishop Eustace in a shootout, and Tony came in had a big second half. Any doubt during that game whether you guys were going to come through the victory?
Not at all. Halftime we were in the locker room. We were up, so we were really confident in the locker room and just talking about everything. And, you know, we were reminding ourselves of Doug Barton next week because, you know, we're probably going to face them again. We didn't want, you know, we had to win that game to get there. So we all had the look in our eyes in the locker room. We just had to go out there and just take it to them. But when they came back and tied it up, we were shaky. But I don't know, we just knew we were going to get through them. They were yelling at each other and stuff. And
it was a pretty raucous crowd down there.
Yeah, definitely. We had a nice following down there. And, I don't know, we just did it. We just came through on the defense after, you know, the score. And, you know, what else can you say? I mean, Justin Cam kicked the field goal. Pretty much put it out of reach. So, and that's, you know, it right there. I mean, after that, we knew we were going to, you know, pretty much win the whole thing, I think.
All right, back to the phones we go. Teofilo from Flemington?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
How you doing, Tony? Yeah, I was wondering, you both started on last year's team, so I was wondering which team you thought was better, this year's team or last year's team?
You guys said we both were started on last year's team and this year's team. Which team was better? I mean, obviously, I can maybe answer that. I mean, you guys are a year older, you're a mature coach, and then, you know, obviously you guys won a state championship. What was your thoughts on that?
That's pretty tough to say. This year, we had more weapons on offense with Tony, Mike, and Oscar. Last year, they really only had McGrath back there. But it's really tough to say. I think we came up a little short last year. We could have won it, but we pulled it out this year. I really can't say.
Let's go back to the phones, and then it's John from Belmead. Hey, John. How are you going? Doing good.
The question for Brian?
Shoot.
What's your plans for college?
Well, I've been talking to a bunch of colleges. I really don't know what I'm going to do yet. We just have to play and see how it goes. I'm not too sure yet.
It's definitely linebacker's position when you're in college. Tony, we'll get into your situation a little later. Obviously, you got maybe a couple choices to make. Maybe play some baseball or maybe some football. Which position football you want to play? So, are you just going to kind of just go through this baseball season and then kind of take it from there?
Yeah, I'm just going to wait till some of the offers coming in, and baseball's still on my mind. I mean, I haven't made in my mind I've got all those visits and everything yet, but, you know, there's people calling me and stuff, so, you know, everything's there, so I just got to wait it out a little bit.
Are those Ricky Falls down at Hillsborough standout?
Right. That was just a player in Hillsborough. And, you know, I used to be a baby walking around, so, you know, I remember some of the games, and, you know, since he's made it, so, you we've been giving him some support, and he's done well. He's done great. I mean, a player who obviously wasn't sought after by many schools in the Lake Forest, but almost every receiving record down there now was playing for the Phoenix Cardinals. All right, now we're going to get to our guest caller of the evening, and joining us now is Harry Freza from the Courier News. Harry, how you doing?
Okay, Andy, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah?
The reason I had you call tonight is because I checked out the Courier News final top 10 that you guys put out, and the number 1 team was the Franklin Warriors, the second team was the Piscataway Chiefs, the third team, with all due respect to Rick Mance, was the Hillsborough Raiders, then fourth, a team that won the state championship and had a 10-1 record was fourth, so I had to bring you on and ask you why the poll worked out as it did. Howard?
Okay. I don't think anybody would dispute that Franklin was the best team in our area this year. I'm not going to dispute that, and nobody on the staff did, and as you can see, the Ledger also had him as ahead of Immaculata, and I believe the home news did too, and the state newspaper poll did. As far as Piscataway, we thought as a staff that Piscataway wasn't going to budge as our number 2 team. We think Piscataway is probably a notch, maybe a close notch below Franklin. They were hurt at the end of the year. They were a 4th down pass away from winning that game on Sunday night at Giant Stadium. And they had one of the best players in the state, Enrico Owens. They were hurting at the end of the year. They went into the game against Franklin. They lost their quarterback after the first drive of the game. But I think Piscataway was, I think they're a very capable number 2 team. Now, our number 3 team, the reasoning behind Hillsborough was that I think that there was a feeling, I believe that Hillsborough should have been in the Central Jersey Group 4 playoffs, might have been the second best team behind Marlborough. I believe that at the end of the season, not just me, Andy, we sat down as a staff and we thought this out.
You didn't call me and get my opinion now.
No, I could have, but anyway, we thought that Hillsborough was playing the best of any team in our area at the end of the year, outside of maybe Franklin and Immaculata, but 3 and 4, I think would have been a toss.
Okay.
I think, I don't know, it's too hard to tell. I mean,
Coach, you have any comments to Harry?
I thought it was a misprint, obviously, Ctec and CKR and the home news and the Star Ledger from other schools. I really don't get involved with that stuff.
Yeah, just like fun to hang on with them a little bit.
I think, that's neither here nor there. I think that I will grant you that there's good football, and we scrimmaged Hillsborough in the beginning of the year, and they are a very good football team, but I believe North Hunterdon beat Democrats. North Hunterdon should be ahead of them in the Harris Hodges.
Coach, which means that Somerville should be our number 1 team, right?
Right.
Since they beat Franklin.
It was ironical in the same newspaper on the same page. We were number 4, and then in the New Jersey top 20. We were listed 14th, I think, and Franklin was ahead of us, and rightfully so. I was on the same newspaper on the same page. So.
Well, I had to have you come on and at least explain to our viewers why that happened as it did.
That's, again, it's just a poll, and we would have liked to have seen that game play, but unfortunately we can't see it. So Butler's not a bad team either.
All right, Harry.
Thanks, Andy.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, this supposed to show up a little bit, guys. Got a little controversy going. Obviously, both these guys from Hillsborough, and it was a phenomenal job that Rick Mance did turning that program around. I'm sure you know a lot of those guys on the team. They do have a talented team. But hey, the team wins the state championship. I think there's no, you can't, even though they might have been playing the best football at the end of the year and didn't, qualify in their particular group, but it was a great year for them as well. All right, guys, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the row and film that championship game against Del Bar, and we'll come back and talk a little bit about that game, and then we'll take a break and we'll bring on the Franklin Warriors. Chris, you ready to roll it? Okay, here it is. The Immaculata Del Barton Purple Group 3 Championship.
Coming into the contest was the shutdown quarterback Ryan Crane and Del Barton's potent passing attack. And 5 minutes into the first quarter, Spartan linebacker Brian Lindemuth intercepts Ryan Crane and takes it down to the Del Barton 20-yard line. On the next play, quarterback Matt Niebuhr drops back to pass. Can't find an open receiver, so he tucks it up. Up the left sideline he goes. Into the end zone for the touchdown. 7-0 Immaculata. The game was tied 7 at the half. Coach Pierce Frauenheim cheering on his troops. In the third quarter, Mike Bates on a half-back option pass to Danny Palco for 37 yards. Down to the Del Barton 14-yard line. 3 plays later would be Tony Gazelle bashing over from the 3-yard line, 14-7 Spartans. Following a short Del Barton punt, Immaculata has the ball on the Del Barton 19-yard line. Oscar Bathan over the left side for 10 yards. And Mike Bates caps off the short drive with an 8-yard touchdown through a huge hole over the left side. 21-7 Immaculata with 4:24 left in the third quarter. We move to late in the third quarter with Del Barton fighting to get back in it. Ryan Crane looking for his star receiver, Charlie Minervino. But it's intercepted by Tony Gazelle. Minervino was held with just 3 receptions on the day. This will lead to the decisive score. Oscar Bathan up the middle for 10 yards. Bathan would rush for 72 yards on the day. Then Matt Niebuhr caps the drive with a 1-yard touchdown plunge. With 10:48 left in the fourth quarter, Immaculata is on top 27-7. And they can smell the first state championship since 1985. In the fourth quarter, the Immaculata defense puts an exclamation point on this dominating performance. Brian Hayden flattens Ryan Crane. Crane would struggle 12 of 44 on the afternoon. And the Spartans would go on to the 27-7 win. It was sweet redemption for Immaculata, which lost to Del Barton 15-12 in the first round of last year's playoff.
But at halftime, you guys were 7-7. It was a tight ball game, and what did Coach Frauenheim say? Did you guys make any changes to come out in the second half and do what you did?
Well, we knew it was our last half of our life in high school. We wanted this more than anyone. We wanted this so bad, and we got it.
Just give me your feelings overall after this hard season. Everybody said, you guys didn't play anybody. You don't have the schedule. Del Barton came in. They had a tougher schedule. They said, they're higher rated than you guys. Was that just driving force for you guys?
We need respect. We got it. If we didn't get it today, I don't know how we're going to get it. It feels great. I'm tired. We're looking forward to this freshman year. And so sweet. 4 years later, it means it's great.
10 years ago, your brother won a state championship. Now 10 years later, you won one. How does it feel?
It feels great. They knew how to feel. We're good.
When Mr. Frauenheim would talk about teams in the past and what it took to win a state championship, did you guys realize how much hard work it would take?
Oh, yes, we did. Because I remember being on the sidelines and going, watching his practices and stuff, seeing them bust their butts and just going out there sweating. So we knew we had to work hard, but we knew we can get this one.
I think they were super good. I think that one thing that was so skillful. One of my biggest jobs was to keep everyone happy. When you have Oscar Bathan, Mike Bates, and Tony Gazelle, Brian Hayden, they all have to get those shots. They have to get their carries. And they just come together as a family, so tight. No jealousy, no selfishness. They really had a great relationship.
Okay, there it was. The Immaculata Spartans defeat the Del Barton Green Wave 27-7 in the Purple Group 3 championship game. Guys, that's probably going to be a game you'll never forget for the rest of your life. Probably not this year, but maybe as the years move on, it'll be something you guys will never forget. Coach, you wanted to mention a little bit about some of the coaches that were instrumental in this state championship season?
Yeah, certainly one person doesn't put this together, but I'm just so happy with our coaches and proud of our coaches. Coach Gambino does an outstanding job with the defense. We had a long unscored run streak going for 16 games the last 2 years, and over the years, the defense has been a trademark. And Coach Gambino does a great job there, and Coach Servideo does a real good job with scouting opponents and did an excellent job. And my sons do, the 4 boys, Chris, Mike, and Dave, did a real good job. Coach Vitello and Paul, and I'm very, very fortunate. I'm very, very grateful to them for the work that they did, as well as to every player on our football team.
one more quick phone call before we get to the Franklin Warriors. Brian from Flemington. Hi, Brian.
Hi, how you doing, Andy?
Okay.
Wanted to ask the guys a quick question.
Sure.
And one for Mr. Frohnheim, too. Tony and Brian, where would you hope to be playing football next year? And I also wanted to ask Mr. Frohnheim. I know Brian Lindemann is one of your favorite players on the Immaculata football team, but I wanted to know if you're going to invite him back to coach in the future.
All right, guys. Well, I was not going to talk a little bit about this earlier. Brian's still no decision on what we're going to be doing.
Right now I'm looking at some one AA schools, mostly in the conference, so we're just playing.
And Tony? I had football and baseball to look at, and I really don't know now. I'm Division I, Division 1 double A, so. But right now it's up to grabs, and I don't know yet. I'm just going to have to wait it out. All right, Coach, real quick.
Brian Lindemann was a find out policy. He and Brian came together, and Brian was a little bit rose, real large. It made me look good when I stood beside him. Had a great kid, a great player, and he's going to have a bright future.
All right, Coach. Thanks a lot for joining me tonight. Congratulations once again, Brian. Thanks. Tony, way to keep up the Immaculata football tradition. Proud to be an alumni. And the Somerville Warriors, the Somerville Pioneers, unfortunately, they have their awards dinner tonight, so I couldn't have Coach Cardi and some of their players on tonight's show. But we do have the roll-in from their state championship victory over Manasquan. After that, in the break, we'll come back to head coach Joe George of the Franklin Warriors and two players from that state championship team from Central Jersey Group 3, Chris Plummer and Rob Edmonds. Stick around.
In the second quarter, Somerville held a 7-0 lead. Then following a Darnell Carter fumble recovery on the Somerville 29, the Bill was on the move. Kevin Carty hit Stephen Wirtz on a slant for 8 yards. Then the play of the drive on 4th and 6, the Manasquan 32. Carty connects with Darnell Carter down to the 5-yard line.